G'day, welcome to another episode of Shit Hotels of Australia. And tonight I'm staying at the Pacific Sands. It says Property Vine on the check-in, but it looks like it's direct hotels and apartments. It's quite an interesting sort of place. I think it's half apartments, half hotel rooms. So let's go inside and check out and see what it's like. And you might notice I'm not wearing the shit t-shirt out here in public because it is sort of in the middle of suburbia and people are looking at me funny, so I just got the cap on tonight. Anyway, let's see what this hotel is actually like. So this is the room 506B, and nice large area, king size bed, or is it two singles pushed together? Okay, won't be falling down the middle then. What do we have here? We have a little bit of a semi-little kitchen area, microwave, grill, toaster, kettle, some cutlery. So interesting, it's got tea towels but it doesn't seem to have a sink. Plates. So I'm guessing you could cater for yourself. What else do we have? We have a little balcony. Quite a small little balcony, not even enough to drive a poo. And we'll just check that door again, because it seems to be on a really quite interesting angle here, and yep, it doesn't actually shut or lock. So let's hope we don't have some Spider-Man climb up 5 stories. Because you look how far that's actually been bent away, you'd have to actually ask yourself, how the hell did they manage to do that? And then we have a desk, small TV. What's this, DVD is it? No, it looks like it's a Foxtel set. That could be interesting, we'll check that out shortly. Into the bath and shower. Oh, okay, it's a reasonably noisy fan, so never mind. Shower seems pretty new. Toiletries. Got a hook. Turn that off. So, all in all, pretty nice. And guess you're wondering how much this room costs. Looks pretty flash, doesn't it? Okay, again, as I said, this is another business trip, so my company's picking up the tab, but the Expedia booking, $107 a night. So that's the sort of price that I'd be looking at paying if I was paying for it myself, and I can honestly say that so far, the $107 a night gets you a pretty nice room here. So, yeah, we'll see what the night holds, and just check out the view. And now it's time for the Shit Hotels of Australia instant coffee test. And what have we got here at the Property Vine Pacific Sands? Got one we haven't seen before. This one's called Cafe de Sol Colombian Instant. Again, I won't be drinking it, and like seems to be the common thing these days, no use by date. So this little segment is becoming a bit tired, isn't it? But have some Colombian marching powder to wake you up. Anyway, I'm here for 2 nights. I'm presenting at a conference for educators tomorrow. Conference starts at 8, which is why I stayed overnight tonight. And then the conference concludes with a social event on a boat called the Wildcat. So let's see how wild that is. So 2 nights here at Pacific Sands, and again, as I said, the rack rate, $107. I just checked, there is $20 tax on top of that, but that's a pretty good price for a room like this, really. In fact, it's a very good price for a room like this. Slight concerns about noise from the adjoining rooms. It looks like to be the actual residences as opposed to hotel rooms. So I can't really criticise. This is someone's home, but we'll see how we go. So now we'll test the Wi-Fi and see what we've got. Okay, so I have already logged in, and it did log in quite seamlessly. So let's check. We've got Netflix open here on the tablet, and we'll try for Drive to Survive and play. Yep, not a problem with the Wi-Fi. Seamless. So now we'll check out the TV, and we have this TCL smart TV, which looks like it's got some other features. So let's just check out the free-to-air channels, and yep, we've got all the free-to-air channels you could want,
with meaning and purpose, of course, that's important,
including radio. So we might now go back to home, because looky here, we've got Netflix and YouTube. So let's try Netflix. Oh, here we go. We've got some action. And what have we got? See how quick it was on the tablet compared to on the TV? I'm thinking we've got the same annoying thing again. That we've got a TV with Netflix, TCL, Prime, YouTube, Google Play, and of course none of them actually work because it's not actually connected to the internet. However, we do have a Foxtel box. So we do have all the Foxtel channels. So that's at least better than poking the eye with a blunt stick. So I've got a choice. I can watch Netflix on the tablet, I can watch Foxtel or free-to-air on the TV. Not bad all round, really. Just that those smart TVs, I mean, it wouldn't be cheaper to buy a dumb TV. Then the dumb punters like me wouldn't spend all that time waiting to see whether Netflix would connect or whether we could actually watch Shit Hotels of Australia on YouTube, on the big TV. Oh well, maybe one day. And now for the Shit Hotels of Australia fridge noise test. This one does make a little bit of a hum. You might be able to hear. It does have a wooden door to put inside it, but it is right next to the bed. So I might have to switch it off tonight and see if I can get that sleep without earplugs, because this does look like a little bit of a residential community. No traffic as we can currently hear, so could be a good night. Updated fridge noise test. Wow, that's some vibration. Not sure if the bass tones are going to be coming out, but suddenly it feels like the whole bench top's vibrating. So that noise inside wasn't actually the fridge after all, and in this really, really peaceful suburban neighbourhood where there is no noise whatsoever, and the beach is just over here, We actually have to listen to this. I mean, this is a 10-storey building in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of suburbia, cranking out this noise. Not only keeping people who are paying here to stay the night awake, but it must be annoying the shit out of these neighbours. So, I've visited Mackay a number of times since I've moved up here to Queensland, but I've never yet stayed a night here in the city of Mackay. I'm thinking it's a city. And so, first impressions, staying overnight. Well, interestingly enough, I went to Liquorland to buy the normal, if you've been viewing my channel, I normally buy a 2 litre cask of wine, and you may call it goon, but at least with a 2 litre cask, there's nothing to break when you're travelling around, particularly if you're travelling by plane and you don't finish it all, and it's adequate wine. But tonight went to Liquorland, and what did I find? A Liquorland store that had sold out of cask wine. And the store was pretty much in the city. A store that had sold out of goon. Okay, impression number 1. Impression number 2, whilst waiting for my meal to be cooked at the Flavours of Vietnam restaurant, it was okay. It was nothing really to write home about. I walked up and down the streets just off Gordon Street, and a couple of kids, maybe 2 or 3 kids riding BMX bikes came down the footpath. Now, being a former teacher, I always tend to say g'day to a group of kids. Also, Tasmanian thing to do as well. You tend to say g'day to people that you pass on the footpath. Get fucked, mister. Okay, thanks. Welcome to Mackay.
The next morning.
So it's probably fairly clear why this property is named Pacific Sands, because I guess technically that is sand out there, but out in the river mouth looks maybe like Pacific mudflats. But let's not get the truth get in the way of a good story. So amongst the only sort of add-ons I can find is the Pacific Sands has a pool, and it looks quite a nice pool actually. Probably the best pool of any of the hotels I've stayed in since filming this channel. But it is strangely located in developing suburbia with no other hotels or even large buildings around. It's sort of quite weird why this building is where it is.
Later that same evening.
So it's a little bit of a challenge finding your way back in from the car park at night if you don't actually have a torch on your phone. So, fortunately I do. I really like the different ways they spell the address of the avenue which this hotel is on. It's actually Kirribilli, but that looks like Kirribilli. No, Kirribilli. And here, what have we got? We've got Kirribilli Avenue. Looks like none of these people have actually been to Sydney. So it's Friday night here at the Pacific Sands, and first let's check out the view. Don't know again how this is going to come out on in the dark, but that line of lights from one side of the horizon to the other are ships waiting to load with coal from the Hay Point coal terminal. And I was in a presentation today at the conference that I was presenting at, and BHP proudly said that their coal is the lowest carbon coal in the world. And I sort of got the impression that that might be like Philip Morris saying we're the lowest tar cigarettes, but well, it's for me to judge. But the thing I wanted to comment about here at the Pacific Sands, as I said, it's sort of smack bang in the middle of suburbia. So no real traffic noise, but you get that sort of suburban noise. So tonight we've got an outside party in the street across the road, and because of that bizarre thing with the door that doesn't quite close, you can actually hear that sort of noise right throughout through the rooms. Anyway, I'm going to have a relatively early night tonight. It was a big day today. I'm going to head back up north tomorrow. So here I am about to start brushing my teeth. If you can actually hear it above the noise of the fan, maybe you can't. Well, maybe this is a bit quieter. A bit darker, but a lot quieter. Shit Hotels of Australia is not sponsored by Squarespace. I mean, who'd have a website for a YouTube video with such few viewers as Shit Hotels of Australia? I mean, come on, really?
Drink up me hearty Joe.
So now it's time for the Pirate Score. So how did the Pacific Sands go? Well, first, cleanliness and upkeep. And for a hotel that rack rated at about $110 a night, was actually pretty well maintained. Just a few scuff marks here and there, which you saw previously. So pretty good. The one issue was this sliding door, which God knows how they managed to actually bend that frame. So for cleanliness and upkeep, I'll give it 3 stars. Facilities. Well, it had cups and saucers, plates, cutlery, a microwave and a toasted sandwich maker, I guess, but not such that you actually really cater for yourself. And that was pretty much it. So facilities, 3 stars. Add-ons. Well, it did have a pool, and I must admit that pool looked pretty good, pretty well maintained, not like some of the grotty pools in some of the shit hotels that I've stayed in, but that was about it. There was no bar, no restaurant, nothing like that, and being out here in suburbia, it wasn't easy to actually access any dining or drinking facilities either. It was at least a 5-minute drive. So for add-ons, I'm going to give it 2 stars. Entertainment and Wi-Fi. Well, the Wi-Fi was fast. Yeah, not a problem with the Wi-Fi, perfect streaming. Bit of an issue, you had to log in separately each day, but that's neither here nor there. The TV had all the free-to-air channels. It had Foxtel, which was a bonus. But again, infuriatingly, it was one of those smart TVs that wasn't actually that smart. Well, let's say the TV was smart enough, but the managers of the Pacific Sands weren't smart enough to connect it up to the Wi-Fi, and so Netflix, YouTube, all those streaming services that were available on the TV just simply didn't work. But in essence, it had everything I needed, so entertainment and Wi-Fi, 4 stars. Bed and bath. The bed was a bit lumpy, and I didn't show, so I'm not really going to go back now and recut the footage after my bed's unmade. The bed actually had blankets, which normally I think is a bit of a bonus. However, here at Pacific Sands, the hotel is east facing, and so the walls do soak up a lot of heat from the sun, and also with this dodgy sliding door, has a constant draft of hot air in here as well. So the aircon running at 23 degrees wasn't really able to actually really cool the room that well, so the blankets on the bed were a bit of a disadvantage. Bathroom. Okay, so the shower was a shower that you could walk around in, which actually was a bit of a bonus because the water pressure, whilst you didn't need to run around to get wet, probably could have had a bit of a stroll to actually get a full coating. The basin for shaving, tap was fine, but it had no plug. It looked like it had a plug, one of those pop in, pop out plugs, but no, it was just a fitting. And so that's a little bit frustrating when you're actually trying to shave. And if that was that, then I'd say the bathroom was pretty good, except for that fan. I mean, that surely was the noisiest fan. It was actually quite uncomfortable to be in there for any period of time with the noise of that fan. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. So bed and bath, 3 stars. So finally, the better than home bonus. Was it actually better than home? Well, unfortunately, no, it wasn't. I still had to sleep with earplugs in. The noise of that electrical equipment seemingly coming from the veranda next door was simply too loud to sleep without earplugs. One thing was there's no traffic noise, which is a bonus, but being out here in suburbia, there was a party across the road last night, and the walls are fairly thin, and again with this sliding door not closing properly, you could easily hear all the noise from that party. So unfortunately, no better than home bonus for the Pacific Sands. So what's the final score then? Okay, so final score for the Pacific Sands here in East Mackay is 15 out of 25. So if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, click the subscribe button if you'd like to get more of them. Next time I'll be heading north. I'll be heading north next week and staying in 2 hotels, Mission Beach and Innisfail. And so we'll see you soon, somewhere in a shit hotel in Australia. Thanks for watching. Oh well, maybe that maybe that $107 a night. It sounded so good to be true, didn't it? But I guess maybe this is a pretty shit hotel of Australia.